defenders, I think, is like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on. People deluded, I'm back again. Appreciate you guys for being tuned back in, and everyone individually, people. I'm looking at you and staring you lot in the face, people. I appreciate it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. Now, unfortunately, where Arsenal fans are concerned, it is at the time of making this video, 4 minutes past 9 a.m. on the 26th of January. I hope you've all had a great week, and I hope the weekend's good, and I hope you're all easing into your Fridays. But where Arsenal are concerned, for all the talk about, well, actually, we'll get into it, but I saw Callum Wilson and all them guys today. But Zubimendi, Douglas Luiz, Isaac, this guy, that guy, and the third, we've probably been linked with a million players. You know, we haven't signed anyone, and it is disappointing. I think every Arsenal fan would have loved the striker, would have loved the winger, would like to address our midfield options, really, and we're kind of playing a dangerous game in that regards. Probably would like one more sort of buffer into the squad defensively. None of that has come in. To be fair, we were briefed, allegedly. You know, Mikel Arteta himself said it's a real possibility. We don't sign anyone. We've been hearing about this FFP and profit and sustainability issues. And also, I would say of the last 2 weeks or week and a half, the language in the media, I don't know if the club have briefed them. I don't know if it's just one of those things. But it's now been geared towards what Arsenal are doing in the summer. And we're probably going to have the best summer transfer window ever. Smash the like button if you haven't offered your thoughts. Now, the Zubimendi links won't go away. Been linked with Aston Villa, Atletico Bilbao, staying at Sociedad and staying in Spain, or potentially going to Barcelona. Been linked with Manchester United as well as Arsenal Football Club. Allegedly, Bayern are understood to be afraid of Arsenal potentially stealing their top target in Martin Zubimendi this summer. You lot go get Paulinho, and to be fair, in my lifetime, where Bayern Munich are concerned, it feels like it's a straightforward process whenever they want a player. But in the last 18 months, it seems like even they've been taken around the houses where certain players are concerned. Apparently, Bayern Munich have prioritized the Spaniard ahead of last year's top holding midfield target in João Paulinho, though it would appear that Mikel Arteta's outfit has secured an early advantage in the race for the 24-year-old signature. Till he's holding a shirt, everything can happen. Apparently, people, Christian Falk, who's a journalist, has apparently said Martin Zubimendi is the #1 target for Bayern in front of João Paulinho. He has a release clause of 60 million euros, which is why he's so interesting. Bayern Munich are pushing for him, and it's also interesting that Xabi Alonso is with the same agency. Bayern executives are watching him closely as a potential coach for the outfit. Obviously, he'd be linked with Liverpool and also Real Madrid. And if he's got the same agent, he's got the same agent. But Mikel Arteta, you're not only from Spain like Zubimendi, we're at the Basque area, I believe. That's your neck of the woods. Chat to him, man. We need to get it done. We've tried to get him for a couple of years. Clearly, the clubs have some port of contact where, because we've loaned Toney to them. Hopefully, Zubimendi's name's been floated in that regards, in the same kind of logic with Ivan Toney at Brentford, and obviously with David Raya. People, we're not going to get my man in January. I hope we can get him or Douglas Luiz, of people of that level in the summer, and properly, people, address our midfield. Almost got tongue-tied there. That's how exciting potentially Zubimendi is, people. So, yeah, people. Bayern also heard that Mikel Arteta is already talking to the player. They're both Spanish as well, which is a big advantage for Arsenal. Bayern were very sure they would lead the race for Zubimendi, but now that Arsenal are there, they're afraid of the Gunners and afraid that Mikel Arteta could take this player away, which had been a planned move for the summer. The Real Sociedad star is considered one of the top rising talents on the globe and the best in his position, as argued by Spain's national coach. He then said, people, well, whatever quote this is, of course they can play together. For me, they're the best midfielders in the world in their position. And he has, I don't know what that means, but he has been compared to Busquets. You know, we get him as a 6 that potentially unlocks whatever Mikel Arteta wants to do with Declan Rice in the 8. And I've said it before, I would love to have Declan Rice, Zubimendi, another 8 and another 6. I think we're sorted in that regards. Then you've got, if they stay at the club, the Fabio Vieiras, the Kai Havertz's, the Smith Rowes. You know, obviously Martin Odegaard can play as a 10 and an 8. You have all those multifunctional players. You know, probably need to look at the pathway for Ethan long term. He could be an 8 or a 10 as well as a winger. Miles Lewis-Skelly the same, and probably more immediately Charlie Patino, but we'll have to see. We probably know Thomas Partey, Jorginho, and Nene's days at the football club are numbered, but until people are holding shirts, who knows? Sasha Boey, speaking of Bayern Munich, apparently Arsenal have now submitted an offer for Sasha Boey from Galatasaray. They're holding out for 30 million euros. And to be honest with you, in the midst of creating this video for you lot people, you can actually see that there's been a private jet booked and then it's been cancelled. Apparently Bayern Munich and Galatasaray at loggerheads. PSG's name's been thrown into the realm. I don't think Arsenal are moving for this player, or if they are, I think Bayern Munich have stolen the march really and truly on him. But for what it's worth, Arsenal have now submitted an offer for Galatasaray right back Sasha Boey. However, the Gunners are not the only club keen on the Frenchman, as PSG and Bayern have also tabled bids. That is the reports coming out of Turkey, people. We'll have to see. We all know we need a fullback, and he can play fullback, and we need defensive reinforcements. We also know Arsenal have FFP constraints right now, and it's unknown whether they can spend up to 30 million euros on a player this month, as they want to stay in line with Premier League profit and sustainability rules, people. So we'll have to see really and truly what is going on in that regards, people. Arsenal have again been linked with Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Now, I don't really believe this. I just think this has been linked because Arsenal have previously had an interest in him, allegedly. Obviously, we need to address midfield. I don't know what it is in Saudi Arabia. Is it the level of football? Are these clubs paying the money that they promised these players? Is it a lifestyle thing? But it seems like everybody who made the move to Saudi Arabia, probably an over-exaggeration to claim that actually, seems like everybody's trying to negotiate get-out clauses, or everybody's being linked with a departure. For what it's worth, Arsenal have a strong interest in signing Serbian midfielder Sergej Milinkovic-Savic ahead of Juventus. That's probably where he ends up if he were to leave. The 28-year-old had been long linked with a move to the Premier League, and now is a surprise speculation that he could leave El Hilal. It's reported Juventus are exploring a deal for the talented playmaker, but Arsenal also have a strong interest and could make a better offer for his services. It can't be in January. It's not specified whether the Gunners will make a move this winter, but Toto Juventus highlight that El Hilal paid 40 million euros to sign him from Lazio last summer. He would bring a lot of physicality and probably creativity in that regards, really and truly. So yeah, apparently for El Hilal people, you know, he's described as having a strong physical presence and likes to engage in tackles and duels. He's got 14 goal involvements in just 22 games for El Hilal. In the last campaign, he contributed 11 goals and 8 assists from 47 for Lazio. The big question is whether Arsenal can afford to sign him. With FFP issues, they are more likely to propose a loan deal with an option to buy. Milinkovic-Savic also needs to have to accept a huge pay cut, as the Gunners are unlikely to match his current wage of 411,000 people a week in Saudi Pro League. I mean, I wouldn't be in a rush to depart, but I'm not one of them. Kiwior, who's consistently been linked with a move away, and I'm keen to see what will be the case with Kiwior in the summer. You know, despite his stock not exactly rising, despite now being here a year, I think this week marks his anniversary, still linked with Roma, Napoli, AC Milan, big clubs really and truly. Him and his agent, who haven't been shy to speak this month, have said, "I'm glad that I saw how such a large club works and that I get another chance from the coach. Now I want to see more from these performances, and I would definitely like to play more, but I don't feel I lack experience." Fair enough. He then said, "It's definitely nice on interest, people. It's definitely nice, and I'm glad there's interest in me, but I focus on what is now. Besides, there have been no talks with me yet." Fair enough, people. And again, AC Milan are keeping tabs on him, allegedly. Would like to see Kiwior solidify himself at the club, because I do like him, but I don't think he's the most confident of footballers, and I think the penny is going to need to drop in that regard. Allegedly, RB Leipzig are tracking Emil Smith-Rowe, people. I mean, he's been linked with West Ham last season. Last week, apologies. He's been linked with Leipzig today. I mean, he did spend time there on loan. I think that's a myth, people. Apparently, they would like to take the attacking midfielder back on loan in January with a view to a permanent switch. We need our midfield bodies. Arteta is believed to be undecided on allowing him to leave. One source allegedly has said Leipzig would like to take Smith-Rowe on loan. He's a player they've identified who they believe could help improve them and boost their chances of taking them to the Champions League. But Mikel Arteta is undecided. Emil's not part of his first team plans, but he still thinks the boy could have a part to play in the title charge. As a lot of this will come down to the player if he tries to force through a move. I mean, I'm not going to continue reading that because, you know, whether that's right or wrong, that kind of goes against what Mikel Arteta has said, what Smith-Rowe has said, and what we've heard the Romanos and Ulstein saying. And again, we need to bring bodies in or not let Smith Rowe go. You know, but he's 24. I believe in July we'll have 2 years left on his deal. To date, people since the start of last season has played 302 minutes. He's got a decision to make if this persists, people. But big up Emil Smith Rowe for what it's worth. I don't think anybody buys that, but there you have it. What is this? Apparently, Jorginho's rejected the chance to leave. Kiwior exit is more likely. But again, I don't think either player leaves. I don't think it makes sense. Joshua Zirkzee's name, where Arsenal and Man United are concerned, won't go away. Apparently, Arsenal and Man United are reportedly eager to sign the Bologna star, but Bayern Munich clause may put off suitors, allegedly. According to Football Italia, United, Arsenal, Napoli, and AC Milan are keeping tabs on the 22-year-old. However, there's a big hurdle that may put off these teams. The report states the striker has a release clause in his contract that is worth 40 million euros, but that is only available for his former side, Bayern Munich. Moreover, if he is sold to a different team, the German side are reportedly granted a 40% cut of the transfer fee. Crazy. Stands at 6'4" people. He's got 8 goals in 16 games so far for Bologna, and it's understood he is attracting a lot of transfer interest that could encourage a bidding war. The report adds that they're confident they could hold out for a fee similar to the one Atalanta receives for Ramos Højlund when he obviously left to join Manchester United. So we'll have to see how that one goes, people. Thiago Motta, who's been linked with going to Barcelona as a manager, he says, we'll see what the future holds for him. Zirkzee is one of those who always trains hard, inspires the others, and can show to the new players what it means to represent Bologna. He has a bright future ahead of him, but the most important thing is that he focuses on the present. Don't think anyone can disagree there. You know, Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea, as well as Spurs, have been the teams primarily linked with Ivan Toney. Manchester United's name has been thrown back into the mix, and they could do with an experienced striker to take the burden off Højlund, in my opinion. Apparently, they're keeping tabs on Ivan Toney's comeback at Brentford ahead of the summer transfer window, people. Been heavily linked with both Arsenal and Chelsea, who are apparently considering a move. Apparently, Brentford are demanding 80 million. We've seen as high as 100, and he looks set to stay at Brentford until the end of the season. According to The Athletic, United are monitoring Toney's situation at Brentford for the remainder of the season with the view to signing a new striker in the summer transfer window. The report adds that Erik ten Hag reminds an admirer of Brian Brobley. Again, I did big up We Talk Ajax. I did a video with Ajax fans, people. We spoke about Hato, Timber's progress, and also Brobley. So check this out after this video's done, people, where they've made me start rating that Brobley guy a lot more than I thought. He's also been linked with Arsenal, but apparently he's got 15 goals and 26 appearances for the Dutch club. We all know Thomas Frank hasn't been shy about speaking about Ivan Toney. He has said he wants to keep him for as long as possible. It's a team he's really enjoying being part of, with some good mates, enjoying their football together, enjoying playing for Brentford and for the fans. And, you know, he came back in style with that lovely free kick, even if he did move the ball. We've done everything we can to help him through this. We'd like to keep him, but we know how football is. It's turning out to be what I would like to say is the right outcome. I'd like to keep him for as long as possible, but that's not up to me. And it doesn't seem like anyone will be forthcoming with offers. Keeping up the theme with strikers, as you would have seen this week and in the previous vids I've done, smash the like button, comment your thoughts, and let me know your thoughts. Newcastle could sell the 31-year-old Callum Wilson for 80 million, and he's been linked with Arsenal, Chelsea, and United. I wouldn't want to spend 18 million on a 31-year-old at this moment in time, because it's not like he's a world-class player, respectfully, and the age is kind of irrelevant. I don't think it would make sense. It goes against our project. If him at 31, what sort of deal are you trying to get? For me, if I'm Wilson, I'm trying to get a 3-year deal, maybe 2 with an option of another. I don't think it makes sense for Arsenal. But if we can get a loan to tie us through till May, as we try and get a Toney, and Osimhen, and Vlahovic, and Isaac, and so on and so forth, I'm not necessarily against that. And he is, you know, relatively Premier League proven and experienced. And respectfully to Eddie Nketiah, well, he's probably more of a natural goal scorer than Jesus, and he's definitely a better player than Nketiah. So you could help us in some way, shape, and form. He has been linked with a loan move to Atletico. That hasn't worked out. For Newcastle, he has 46 goals in 102 games for Newcastle in the Premier League across Bournemouth and obviously Newcastle. He could have been at somewhere else, I'm not sure. He's got 86 goals in 215 Premier League appearances, people. So we'll have to see. Eddie Howe's been speaking about him today and said, once again, he's 100% committed to this club. We want to keep Callum, but obviously some things are out of my control. So we'll have to see. Apparently, both Arsenal and Manchester United, both Arsenal and Spurs, apologies, I'm reading two different things, have been linked with Openda, who was once at Lens and obviously doing his thing at Leipzig. People, apparently both clubs are interested in acquiring the services of him. Any move to sign the 16-goal ace is likely to cost interested parties 70+ million, such as the market in today's day and age. Richard Garlick, if you didn't see already, people will take a role of Arsenal's managing director from the summer. If you didn't know about that, Charles Watts is saying talks are ongoing between Arsenal and Marseille over Nuno Tavares. Marseille want to sign Tavares on a permanent deal, but Arsenal and Tavares are also open to that. But there's no break clause in his current deal at Nottingham Forest, and they're not keen on letting him go. So we're going to have to persuade them to let him go. Nuno Espirito Santo probably wants to keep him as a body. I'm sure Tavares would welcome a move over there back to France, where he's actually playing a lot more than he is right now. Arsenal would relish getting him off the books permanently. But why we didn't have a recall option, I don't know. It seems a bit amateurish from us, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. But we'll have to watch that space. Once again, Arsenal and PSG allegedly have stepped in and joined the race to sign Sasha Boey. Galatasaray are adamant they want 30 million euros. We have seen this before, but apparently Arsenal are eyeing up summer moves for both Pedro Neto and Xavi Simons. In fact, allegedly, Xavi Simons is the backup to if we can't get Pedro Neto, who's also drawing interest from United. Allegedly, agents are already working on Osimhen to Chelsea. Pardon me, to Chelsea. So we'll have to see how all of that develops, people. So yeah. Let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed on Milinkovic-Savic, on Zubimendi. Do you think any of them help? Do you think Callum Wilson would be a good signing? What would you make of potentially Sasha Boey? What would you make of Smith Rowe departing permanently or on loan? Especially after, he got 20 minutes or something like that against Crystal Palace and did well. And I don't think he'll start against Nottingham Forest, but he's got to be in contention, really. I don't think, I think there's an asterisk over every midfielder at Arsenal, if I'm honest with you, if we're playing Nottingham Forest, excluding Declan Rice and Odegaard. You could go with Fabio Vieira if he's fit, but that comes with talking points. You could go on terms of quality with Thomas Partey, but how fit is he and how much minutes does he have and what standard has he been training at and how long has he actually been training, really? Because we've heard that he's been training for a while, but it's just come out now. Obviously, Jorginho is a good player, but it probably, depends on the game state. Kai Havertz isn't really pulling up any trees, but off the ball, again, I'm not overselling it. He does give you something. You could throw Smith Rowe into the mix. I don't think anybody apart from a fit Thomas Partey is unanimously the answer, but we'll have to see. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts on everything. I'm sure across the course of this video, you would have seen other hyperlinks and stuff. So go and check out the rest of the videos and make sure you check out the end screens. Please, please, please comment, like, subscribe. Journey to 70,000 is alive and kicking. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out.
So you always use that active red light, defenders. I think it's like